Well, hello, my name is Wenchin Liu. I am born and raised in Malaysia. I started my bachelor degree in UCSI as a piano performance major. And then after graduation, I did my master's in Bowling Green State University and my master's in choral conducting. I worked for 4 years in a high school named St. Ursula Academy in Toledo, Ohio, and then continued with my doctoral program in University of Iowa. When I was doing my undergraduate in Sedaya, I was working for the Young Choral Academy under the direction of Susanna Sol, and she introduced me to children's choir. So I just started off training and working with children, and it just caught my interest that I actually like choral music. It started from there, and then I thought maybe it would be a good idea to just venture out more and to pursue a degree in choral music or choral conducting so that I can be more, I can learn more about this field. It's a different instrument, right? First of all, like vocal is a different instrumentation, piano is a different instrument, so conducting is a totally different field compared to others. Especially when you are a choral musician, when you just by looking at a score, you are looking more than just one or two line at the same time, and you're not looking just for how other choral parts are singing. If you're doing a choral orchestra piece, you're looking at what the orchestration is. So being a conductor is actually, I think, quite hard, quite difficult compared to other people, because you need to focus on a lot more things than other musicians. But I'm not saying that other musicians are, it's easier. It's just that it's a different instrument. One word: adventurous. Yeah. The biggest challenge for me is actually different groups of people that you work with. If I'm just basing off the age group, for example, children's choir have their own challenges in compared to a high school choir, in comparison to a church group choir, or for me at the moment I'm working with a college group, for example. I would say the challenge would be different groups have different personalities, different skill levels, different method that you have to use to teach, and this method is nothing about Kodai or it's a pedagogical skill that a conductor needs to have when they talk to a choir. So when I work with church choir, for example, not all of them are musically trained. Do I teach them through piano playing and have them learn their notes, or do I pick an easier piece so that to focus on how they sound as a group? When you work with a college group, for example, your college group would differ from different skill level of even in the program itself, in the music program itself. So same thing, what kind of repertoire are you choosing, and then what kind of challenges are you as a conductor trying to create for your students, so that they learn not just by reading the notes or not, but they're learning other things when they're singing the music. So these are the challenges that I face when I pick a rap, or who I'm talking to, and what kind of message I want to convey to the audience. Persistence and hard work, I would say. Sometimes it's easy to give up and redo pieces that you've done before because it's easy on you. I would say don't just go that route. Choose something interesting to keep your choir's energy level or keep your choir's interest that they want to sing these music and perform with you on stage. My family, none of them are musicians actually, but they're quite supportive in the things that I do. Whenever I'm back in Malaysia and I'm teaching or working with choirs, they would do their best to come and support and watch, even though they are not, they're not really understanding what classical music is or choral music is.
Do you call them a lot when you're there?
Yes, I do. I try to do it every few days. I'll talk about the one that I prepared my students, the high school kids back in St. Ursula. I prepped them to go to Carnegie Hall to perform. I didn't conduct in Carnegie Hall, but I prepped them so that they can join other choruses and they group as like a bigger group to sing with a more famous conductor. Those were one of the few like memorable ones that I can recall, and the rehearsals were extra hours, out of school hours, out of musical hours. I was just very grateful that I had a chance to work with the students and get them over to New York City. I actually bought a music that's a Malaysian arrangement here. I think it's called Baba in Portuguese songs. It's arranged by Yo Chao Shen, one of our good friends, and I actually taught the community group to sing. I have my American friends all singing the songs from my country, so that was a memorable one as well. Yes, definitely. I still remember when I got into this field, I wasn't very sure what I want to do. But music has always been part of my life. But when I graduated from high school, I wasn't really interested in anything else except music. And that's why I got into Sedaya and then continued with piano and everything. And when I encountered with choir singing, I was very, I got more interested into this field. Still till today, I don't think I'm interested in working as in other profession. I would still choose music, and yes, definitely choral music. Maybe I'll add jazz into it, but I'm interested in jazz.
A jazz pianist.
He's a jazz pianist, yes. Well, one thing for sure is if you are passionate about something and you're not there yet, don't give up and just keep going, keep striving to find opportunities that you can be in, with your passion. And never afraid to dream, because it's not just a dream. If I told myself to stop and give up, 10 years ago, then I wouldn't be where I am right now. And I'm happy where I am right now because I think I have achieved at least a little bit more than where I've been or how I've started. So keep the dream, keep the passion, and just go towards it. As a musician, that you have really nothing to lose. We work with our passion, and financially, I don't care where people are, but at least we're with things that we love. So that's important. After graduation?
after graduation?
Well, let's wait till I graduate and I can tell you how. But well, my dream after graduation is to be able to work in a university setting to teach, college choir groups. I've always wanted to teach in a university, so since I will be over there in the United States, I might try it first in the United States and be able to also come back and serve whenever I can. And especially with Young Choral Academy, since I started there, and to help the Malaysian choir grow in other ways, and it will be half and half. And if I can't stay in the United States, then I'll be back here working, and hopefully same deal to teach in a teach in a college setting. If your goal is to, buy a big house, get a beautiful car, be very rich, musician is not the line to do it. I'm not saying that we can't, people do it, but because this is your passion, you don't want to kill that passion. Right? That's one. If you love music, whatever you do that has music would sustain you, would keep you alive, and let's say if your passion is teaching, people do very well in teaching music. If your passion is performing, there are especially nowadays in Malaysia, every weekend there's performances, there's shows in different venues. Find your opportunities to perform as I don't know, as an oboe player, as a jazz pianist, as a singer. There's so many opportunities. And if your goal or your calling is to serve, working at the backstage, for example, with at the administration part of it, the organization part of it, then might just go ahead and do it. So there's no do and don'ts, I don't think, especially if it is something that you love to be with, then you go for it.